Hello, this is Mr. Siege and welcome to the channel, and here we have Stephen the Third, a new Engineering Commander. As we predicted, we get an Engineering Commander. Now, it's not the Cleopatra I wanted, Cleopatra Prime, and he's one ugly guy, but you know what, I don't care. He's carrying a big sword, you know, that makes up for his looks, of course. It is the duty of all Moldavians to defend our liberty. So Moldovan guy, I've not done any research, just trying to bang out this video as soon as possible. So let's delve into this guy's skills. He's got the skill tree. Okay, I thought we may get the skill tree. That's great. I think it's going to be really strong on an engineering commander. Yeah, we're going to go delve into his skills and then discuss what pairings could work. He is going to get released in December, so Christmas is looking positive. My thumbnail for the next video was going to be Lilith ruined my Christmas, but now it's forget that. That's out the window now. Now we have engineering commanders back in the game. I thought they were going to do us dirty, but they really haven't. Okay, now let's discuss. So, Victor of Vaslui. It's single target, as we expected. Rage cost 1000. Yeah, I wasn't expecting AoE. I was worried about the direction Lilith were going with range commanders. I thought they were going to really nerf them or just not even make any more at all. But to be honest, this is a massive surprise. So, the current target of this commander's troop, so the person you're hitting, the troop you're hitting, takes range direct damage factor 800. Okay, I know that doesn't seem a lot, but in retrospect that would usually look like 1600, but there's a lot more going on here. Usually you see that on the commander saying 1600 and then it's halved at melee range, but if it's at melee range it's going to do 1500 to the target. Okay, which isn't bad. And then there's additional damage every 2 seconds, damage factor 200. So that's an extra 400 for over the 2 seconds. So we're looking at 1200, okay? And again, that is not it. So 1200 is what Babur would do at range. And as we know, Babur can be a very, very strong commander. In fact, yeah, I really love him. He's really tanky, and you know what? He's definitely worth investing in if you've got plenty of spare gold heads. But not only that, whenever this commander's troop launches a ranged basic attack against an exposed troop, so yeah, we're actually inflicting them with the exposed effect for 2 seconds. Now, we don't know what exposed is, but I'm sure we're going to find out that in the future, what that is and what it does. But those troops are going to be hit. Whenever they're hit with a ranged basic attack, it's going to mighty heal itself. Wait, whenever this commander's troop launches a ranged basic attack against an exposed troop, it mighty heals itself for a large portion of its slightly wounded healing factor 300. So this is going to happen quite often, because obviously you're doing ranged basic attacks all the time. So once you've exposed troops on the field, you're going to be healing all the time, if that's correct. And there's no cooldown on this, so that could be kind of broken. So we're already looking like this first skill is amazing. Even if you run it as 5-1-1-1, you're going to get that healing and a damage on the field, which is kind of nice, to be honest. So let's look at this second skill. The commander's siege unit gains 35% defense. Okay, fantastic. A bit of defense, making him a bit more tankier. That's great. Now, yeah, it's not broken, this skill. It's sort of what you'd expect from a second skill. A bit of stats and some march speed. But the problem with this march speed is while not in combat. So great, they're going to gain this march speed when they're marching to the field, but if you're being hit and trying to escape, you're not going to get that 20% march speed. Hop in a node or hop in a city and you'll be able to get away okay, then you won't be under attack anymore and you'll be able to get that 20% march speed, which is going to be nice. I'm not going to argue too much about that. That's a nice enough skill. Now, the third skill. This commander's troop takes 15% less range counterattack damage. Okay, so 15% less damage taken. Obviously, ranged troops do ranged counterattack damage, not just normal counterattack damage, so that's fine. I think that may just be against other towers, though. Okay, that just may be if another tower is trying to hit you. So, in additional to Cordobas, this could be quite strong. Him and Cordoba would be able to take out towers quite easily. Whenever their troop launches a ranged basic attack, it has a 10% chance to gain 25% bonus to ranged normal damage. Dealt for 3 seconds with a cooldown of 5 seconds. That's quite strong. So it's a bit like pulverized, I believe. I believe that does the same sort of thing. So you could almost estimate this would be about a 2.5% bonus to range normal damage all the time. So if you did pair them with either Cordoba or Garja, obviously the range normal damage bonus is going to be on everything, the smite damage and everything like that. So that's going to be a 2.5% damage bonus, which is pretty good. Obviously it could trigger more, it could trigger less. unsure. Obviously, with 10% chance, you never quite know. Now, the fourth skill. Whenever this commander's troop launches a ranged basic attack, it has a 40% chance, which is really high, to gain 2% attack and lose 0.5% defense. Okay, it's a shame you're losing the defense there. 15 seconds, it can stack up to 15 times. So this attack could stack up to 30. So you're going to lose 7.5 defense though, which doesn't matter too much because you gained that on the second skill. But you are going to gain 30% attack eventually if it does stack. Yeah, 40% is quite high. Now, that skill's not broken at all. I don't think it's massively important. You get a load of attack from the Siege legendary equipment. So this isn't really a necessity, but if you can have it, then great. But now let's look at this expertise skill, because now this sort of gives us an idea what you might want to pair it with. So if you did this command at 5551, you could pair with Cordoba all day long. And I know a lot of you have expertise Cordoba and not gone full in on Margaret, because Margaret's good, but Cordoba's the main guy. And if you went 5551 with Cordoba with this guy here, Stephen III, I think you'll be just fine. Now, this commander's troop deals 10% more range skill damage. Obviously, Cordova and Garja don't do skill damage, so it's probably going to be best to pair him with Margaret or Babur. Now, we don't know, but we may get another ranged commander in this reveal in December. So whether it's MG or not, I don't know. That would be great because I wouldn't have to use as many gold heads. That's just something we're going to have to see. So yeah, this commander could work well with Babur, to be honest with you. Whenever their troop deals ranged skill damage, it has a 20% chance to deal ranged direct damage up to 3 enemy troops near the target. Damage factor 500, okay, which isn't reduced apart from the 15%, but it's not reduced because of being at melee range or anything like that. With a cooldown of 10 seconds, which is quite high. But the 500 AoE to 3 enemy troops is very, very nice, to be honest with you. Yeah, you know what? I think this guy would be paired amazingly with Babur, in fact, with the skill damage and, yeah, 20% chance to deal AoE, the heal as well, because Babur doesn't have a heal. A very strong commander. It could even work with Margaret, but obviously we're not going to know for sure until we start testing on how strong this guy really is in the field. But yeah, we will have to use 3 enemy troops when testing to see how this affects the reports. So all in all, Stephen III, I think, is looking very strong. I think we may get another engineering commander announced. Not usually any point just announcing one and giving us 5 engineering commanders. You know, maybe they're going to announce a ranged commander. There could be a field commander plus potential to rally and garrison. Now that would be amazing. Have a rally, garrison, meta. Just going through these skills again. There's a lot of range bonuses, but you do get. So say this was going to be a rally commander. If you did put him a rally, you'd be doing the damage factors. Takes range, no damage. You still do all this, and you'd heal. I believe. Get the march speed. You don't do the range counter attack. I'm not sure. Maybe we'd have to use Babur still in a rally situation. Hard to say. We'll do some testing anyway. Obviously, we're going to max this commander. Do some testing. So yeah, here we have it, Stephen III. Really ugly, but you know what? Great commander, and I'm really looking forward to expertising him and doing some tests. So guys, stick around. We may get another engineering commander announced very soon, hopefully. I'll catch you on the next one then, guys. Bye bye.